please don't fail. I mean, because my new deadlines and expectation of time allocation is that I have this as a tool,
Yeah.
right? And so if I don't have it as a tool, the amount of time, the lead time for me to do something just blew up.
The AI world is moving fast, but we make it easy. Welcome to the AI Because podcast, your shortcut to turning AI hype into real results.
Is it? Are we ready?
We are ready.
Yeah.
We're all here anyway, together. That just hasn't happened in a minute or so, which is super cool. Welcome to this episode of AI Because we are, and just as a reminder, we came together in an effort to kind of simplify and make things more digestible for people on what's happening in this AI space for your business. So what it means, because there's a lot, if you tap in at all to updates around artificial intelligence, what's happening, it can be a bit like a tsunami. Okay. So our goal is to make it digestible pieces. So it's almost like drinking from a cool stream of water and not the tsunami. So good to see you all. Great to have all of us back in the room together. And so I'd love to throw it out to you all. What's happening? What's top of mind for you that you, out of all the water, the tsunami that's happening, what are you seeing and what are you doing with it? What are you excited about?
Yeah, so I'll start on the Microsoft Copilot side. I mean, yeah, Microsoft just continues to roll out new functionality. There's more functionality which was rolled out last week. But in terms of actually using it, I'm finding that I am now using Microsoft Copilot the most to create posters and images for my LinkedIn posts. So compared to Midjourney or ChatGPT, I don't know what Microsoft has done because it's still the ChatGPT image engine, but they've added something smart on top of it where the quality of the posters and images and you can also create stories where you can give it a theme and then it'll create like 5 images like in a story format. So I'm finding that it's like way ahead that I'm now starting to use those on LinkedIn posts and getting a lot of good feedback, and it can be all branded in your corporate colors.
Hmm.
So that's sort of, yeah, a lot of usage on my side.
So Manoj, where are you accessing that? Or is it just regular images? Is there one of the apps that you're going into within Copilot to do that?
It is, if I can quickly show,
Yeah.
it's just on the Copilot. Okay, let me share my screen.
I'm going to let you share your screen. Go for it.
Okay.
This is
So
how
here
flexible we are here, people. This is how flexible.
So when you click on create, this is where they give options to create images and videos and infographics. So I'm within Copilot, but when you look at sort of the images, you are able to then create the brand kit for your organization. So you can select, and then these are the sort of images I have been creating and then using for my LinkedIn post. So it's become so much easier compared to what I had to do previously. Like I had to create an image in Midjourney and then take it out into a graphic software and then put text. Now I can do all of that, sort of in one go, and then they look really good, really
Well,
professional.
and the consistency, right?
Yeah,
Image over image, because before it would like somebody threw everything out and we started over again, which could
yeah,
be frustrating. It's like, okay, I just want this little tweak, and you've got this whole blown up different thing again. And
yeah.
and ChatGPT is that same way. I'm seeing consistency to where I can ask for a subtle change, a subtle difference in something, and yet it didn't lose the previous image, similar to Gemini, because Gemini is great at that too. It's like the consistency of the images.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then there is the other features, like you can create an infographic, you can create posters. But I'm finding that the image, you can create good posters, and story, is the other thing. So I haven't seen this in Midjourney or ChatGPT or even Google image tool where you can write a prompt and then it'll create. So like in this case, my prompt was give me 5 controls for managing this particular risk. And then it generated these 5 images. Yeah, so it generates these beautiful looking images related to the content where the style is all very
Yeah.
professional. You can like use it straight away.
You
And
know
then,
what's great about this is you can use it in, if you're posting on LinkedIn, the carousel feature.
yes,
If you want to go through and all of a sudden you're not having to curate
yeah,
um, all the different images for a carousel and the stories right there. I freaking love it.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so it's like it's now becoming I'm probably spending 90% of my time with Copilot. I'm not going as much into Midjourney, not going as much into ChatGPT or the other tools because there's just so much now Microsoft has added. And then they also just added the feature in Excel. If I just quickly share my
Yeah.
screen more time, where
You can
I
slowly
can
share your screen too, Manoj.
where I can go into Excel, and they have now bought the whole chat experience is available in Copilot, because previously you could only chat regarding the data in your Excel file.
Mhm.
But now they have bought the web mode, the work mode. So you can just chat with Copilot, even if your questions have nothing to do with the data you have open in the Excel sheet. Because for some of the use cases, what was happening was that I had to go to Copilot chat, do some thinking, then bring it back into
Yes,
Excel.
it was a pain in the butt. I mean, I remember with our course, and stuff, we're doing stuff, and I'm like, okay, so this is a limitation.
Yeah. So now they said, no, you should not have to switch. That
Yes.
if you're working with your data in Excel and you want to talk to Copilot, you do it in Excel. You don't have to go
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
uh, and break that flow. So I think that's another that just got added last week. They added that particular feature. And then in Copilot, they've also added the feature of a temporary chat, which I think ChatGPT already had. So this is where you don't want to save your chat history, because a lot of times we are just asking like, simple questions, and we don't want our conversation history to get clogged with
Well,
just a lot of simple
well,
chat.
and to your point, we don't want it influencing the us within chat in that context and save history, because if you do a one-off with
Mhm.
something else or a two-off whatever, and you're like, okay, but that was an exception, that was noise,
Yeah.
um you don't have to include the noise. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's also new feature. So Microsoft just keeps rolling, and now they've got ChatGPT 5. So the quality of the responses is much better, because now it decides when to kick off the reasoning model compared to the non-reasoning model.
Errors have elevated. I do have notification of errors that come through, so I do notice.
Mhm.
And so that's the thing in the back of my mind when I'm using it more and more, because responding to RFPs, so requests for proposal, that sort of thing. I'm in chat, stuff that I'm developing, like articles and different handouts or guides for leaders.
Mhm.
It's like I'm heavily involved in the interaction and dealing with it, and it's like, please don't fail. I mean, because my new deadlines and expectation of time allocation is that I
Yeah,
have this as a tool,
yeah,
right? And so if I don't have it as a tool, the amount of time, the lead time for me to do something just blew up.
yeah.
And so that's my only thing as we're navigating through this. It's like, you can't go away now. It's just you're
Mhm.
such a part of what I do every day. You cannot
Absolutely.
go away. Don't leave me now.
Yeah. And I'm just finding, because we experimented with, like, we wanted to do a lot of social media posts, and one strategy is that you fully automate it, but then you don't know, the quality, you don't know, and you don't want to have,
Yeah.
you don't want those
Yeah.
posts to be like 99% right? You want those to be 100% right. So we sort of went away from that idea that, okay, I don't want to automate
Yeah.
posting on social media. So now we found a good balance where I have an agent which writes the LinkedIn post, but I provide the outline, I provide my ideas, and then it goes to the internet, it does the research, brings the statistics. So that's the part which was very time consuming for me. So I can say, okay, give me a post on this, and I want to highlight these pros and these cons on this topic,
Mhm.
and go and do research on these three things and bring back the statistic. And then the agent will come back, give me the LinkedIn post, give me the prompt to create the image for that LinkedIn post. And that now I'm able to do more of that, and still it's my post, it's my voice, which is going out.
It's
But
human in the loop, and it's so important that we keep that human in the loop on this stuff, because to your point, it goes sideways sometimes. And I found a couple times it'll come back with something. I'm like, where did that come from? I mean, I never even said that. It's like,
yeah,
oh, well, da, 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 da. So there are what we would call gremlins. I call gremlins in the tech world that would happen. People go, well, how did that happen? Gremlins. But it's going to happen in this space too. So make sure your eyes are on it. Yeah, make sure your eyes are
I'm
on it.
saving like at least 80% of the time now, where I have so many things to say, but I just never had time to write it down, do the research, put it all together. Because all that, takes a lot of time if you want to do a good quality job. But now, yeah, I can do good quality much quicker, by using the agent, which is, yeah, trained on our brand, trained on my voice. Uh,
Mhm.
it resonates with the audience, so it knows enough about the audience. And it can go and do the research, in the process of creating that LinkedIn post, where you can go and get some statistics, some interesting information, which will make the post factual. That is not then just my
Well, and
opinion.
it's citing things now, because I mean, that was the whole thing about Perplexity before. It's like Perplexity cites stuff. So does chat now.
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting. I heard something about Claude and Microsoft. Was it,
Yeah.
is there,
Well, what
there's
you heard
something happening in that
Yeah,
space?
Claude, they're going to start using. So right now, of course, there's been this long-standing relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft is used uh, exclusively, as far as I understand, OpenAI technology in Copilot, right? But what they did is they've this has been in motion from both the OpenAI side and the Microsoft side, um, that they're starting to become more separate. And
Mm.
and related to that, Microsoft has done some testing and they found some particular use cases that that Claude works better for them. And so they're
Mm.
going to start sourcing Claude for some functionality. They didn't announce which, so they're still going to have primarily OpenAI, ChatGPT as the source.
Mm.
But yeah, there's going to Claude is making its way into there too.
It's interesting when new features and stuff come out. It's like, oh, they're ahead. It's like those old horse races that you would watch,
Mhm.
like the little toy thing, the game where that would go ahead and this one would go. That's what we're doing. It's like, yeah, it's Grok 4. And it's like, yeah. So it's just back and
Yeah,
forth.
exactly. It just changes
Yeah.
and all
No,
these
and
different.
the winner this week is Google Gemini, became the #1 app
Is
Really?
it really?
on the App Store. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's gone.
Well, it's a
I'm
great.
excited. I'm excited
Yeah.
about Google because I think Google is at some level sandbagging.
Yeah.
There's stuff in that space, especially with the freaking image generator. Um,
Oh man. Oh
there's
man.
stuff
Very
that they've
good.
got that, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
And let me share some real world examples, because this is what I'm using
yes,
for marketing of some of our courses, where this is so this is in Google Gemini, where
yes,
at the moment, yeah, this is the best image editing. So it's not great at creating new images from scratch, but if you have an existing image and you want to change something about that image, so here I uploaded an image, with an executive sitting on a big ball in Italy, and then I just say in the prompt, change the human character to an Australian female business executive, and change the background to Sydney Harbour Bridge, and then it takes the look and feel of that image, and then it is just able to edit. Because if you do
yeah,
the same thing with ChatGPT, it starts doing funny things.
yeah.
It's looking like an
Mhm.
AI image rather than a real image.
It's so powerful. I mean, it's
Then you
so,
can say, okay, instead of sitting on the ball, you can say, okay, make the human stand leaning on the left side of the ball.
Hmm.
And then it created that image. And then I said, okay, make the human pointer hand with one finger towards the ball. And
Oh,
then, okay,
wow.
finger
Wow.
towards the ball.
and
And then
yet
you
Right.
can
it's so
change.
realistic. Now you're in
Yeah.
Wow.
Japan with
Yeah.
cherry blossoms.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I can, yeah, just like quickly change between different personas and different backgrounds. And it's quick. It's like the
Yeah.
quickest, like within
Oh,
like
it's,
4 seconds, I
yeah.
get So it's the fastest image editing tool, and which is why it became number one, because somehow it clicked in India. So I got so many relatives and friends from India who suddenly started using Google Gemini.
Really?
And then yeah, and I'm sure because of that download is why they became number one.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Wow.
but but from a small business perspective, this is the free
Well,
version.
not only small business perspective, Manoj, any business perspective.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, the productivity that you just got, the flexibility, before it would be like, make this edit 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks go by, and then, and that's not the case anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's no excuse for not having good graphics now.
No, no. I look
Very
at stuff
true.
that can be blurry or anything else. It's like, what are you doing? Even if you've got an image that's not that great a quality, you can go into Google Image and it can upgrade the image to bring the quality out. So I have to play with that, because Topaz Labs is a place that I'll enhance photos that the pixels aren't there or whatever. And I wonder if Google Image can do it, which eliminates the need for Topaz. Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. So exciting times, finally at
Yes.
least.
Yeah, well, there's so much stuff in general beyond images. Like, I take for granted deep research, and I was doing a deep research report on a topic, and then I had a friend visiting me, and he walked in and said, "What is all this?" And it had all the different resources that it had checked, right? And I mean, I just take it for granted now. I said, "Oh, well, that's everything it's done. It's like Google on steroids is really what it is, right? And so yeah,
Are
it's
you
pretty
talking about
interesting.
that thought process where it lists a
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
process?
exactly. And then yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, Google would just, and the difference is Google did it based on the ones that showed up at the top were the ones that paid. That's
Mhm.
not what's going on in this
No,
other
with
space.
deep research. No, exactly. Deep
Yeah.
research
And
is
so
awesome.
it's a totally different world to be able to
Now,
interact.
the one thing that we haven't seen yet, right, is that you look and you hear about all of the capital expenditures being made to support these capabilities.
Hmm.
We have not reached an equilibrium yet with revenue. These things are not making money yet, right? And so they're trying to get people, using their service, hooked on their service. We're still in the early days. So it's not clear. Like some of this stuff may actually degrade in quality to make it more commercial. It may go up in price too. So I think that
Well,
that's
at some level, the other thing too and I think back to digital watches when they first came out in the 70s, super thick. I mean, I know because my dad bought them as soon as the new ones came out. And then
Mhm,
back in the 70s, they were over $400 for this
mhm,
watch, and that was a lot of freaking money.
mhm.
Then, at some point you could get them in a box of Cracker Jacks, basically. I mean, because the technology had improved so much.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen. The cost of energy, the cost of all the stuff's going to come down at a certain level.
Well, it's interesting because there's multiple give and take, right? Like actually cost of energy. The energy is something we have to work on, and there's a huge movement to build more nuclear power plants to solve this because we know that we need more energy.
Nuclear, natural gas, all that
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
But then again, see, there's so many, I go back to something I heard, which I do believe that in the next 10 years, there will be as much change as there was in the last 100 years. And if you think about what happened in the last 100 years, including the rise of the internet, the rise of e-commerce, the rise of social media, mobile, all of that, right? All of this stuff
Well,
happened,
from analog to digital, from
right? Well, yeah.
nothing to analog, from, I mean,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, so
100
much, so
years.
much. But then, but we're still in the early days of all this stuff. And then on top of it is like, okay, yeah, there's energy on the one hand, and this does use a lot of energy. But the other side to it is that we're probably, I think, a couple of years away, 3 years away maybe, from having the first quantum computer, right? And what happens when we have quantum computer? It's like everything times I don't know, 10x, 100x, maybe even, right?
Yeah.
And so, right? So
Can
there's
you
just so
imagine the deep research you could do then?
yeah, right, right, with a bunch of qubits. So, but
Jeez.
anyway, so yeah, it's you know, the smartest people know they can't predict, like you can predict directionally stuff, but there's just too much. The rate of change is so fast that it's hard to really predict. The best kind of analysis I ever saw was Jeff Bezos was when he was talking about how when he invented when he created Amazon, some of the way he thought about the future, and rather than try to predict what will change, to predict what won't change, right? Customers are always going to want value. They're always going to want customer service. They're always going to want to feel cared for. There's a lot of things that we won't know, but there are certain immutable things. And so I almost think that's how we have to be
Well,
thinking.
and what you're talking about is that came up the other day when I was listening to a discussion around AI, is that humans will always want human connection. And
Mhm.
so, and we need to be very aware of that as this stuff is rolling out, is that's the thing that will still need to happen, in-person connection, virtual, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
So yeah, human in the loop
there
at every point. Yeah.
it's
Michael,
in,
what's going on?
I think we used to hear the word that money magnifies what you are. I think now AI magnifies what you are. I'll give an example. I'm a connector, and I was on this weekend on a summit, 2 day summit. It was full of amazing speakers and amazing network on it. I was able to get, I was working with Grok. I love Grok. I've been using it for the last while, more than 90% now. I was able to get just a list of the speakers from their website and just fed it to Grok. And I asked for LinkedIn URLs and and Instagram's URLs. And
Ah,
on the spot, I was able to connect with all of them on different social media platforms. Not only that, also generate a post with linking each one of them and interactive, not only connecting, but also interactively with a post of the material and sharing the nuggets that was being shared. And so that way, like, presenting them the value that was on the summit all within minutes. And
I
so
have a
I was able
question
to
for
connect.
you because I've done it with chat that to where because there's a process I have with Otter and transcribing podcasts and
Mhm.
creating descriptions for posts. But chat will make stuff up on Instagram based on, oh, this person's name, the guest, and all of a sudden, boom, it's their Instagram. It's not their Instagram. So was Grok accurate?
That's with the difference. That's
Okay.
why I'm starting to rely more now on Grok, because I tried it before with chat and it was hallucination. I would click on the link and it doesn't go anywhere. It was like
No.
goes into something that doesn't exist. But when I did it with Grok, they were all right. And sometimes if it misses or couldn't find any of them, I'll ask it to repeat and think harder, and it will find the list and it'll organize it in an Excel sheet
Yeah.
for all and actual URLs, the right ones. So huge value and time save.
So not only that, you think of what you just said is the flow that you could do because there's so much available out there now. Is if you were, let's say, a business targeting certain things to do promotion, instead of individually going out to try and figure out what these are and copy and pasting, it's like set the parameters of what you want for it to go out and gather that
Mhm.
information for you. That'd be freaking cool.
I only used the speaker's name and their company. So that way it's easy. And that's actually part of the way you search on LinkedIn. When you want to go search a little bit deeper into the person who can't find it,
Yeah,
LinkedIn tells you put the name of the company next, keep writing.
yeah,
So to find it. So it was highly valuable. Connecting and interacting within minutes with
yeah,
all of them. So that's volume.
yeah.
amazing.
Love that. How else could you use it? I mean, because I go to seriously you're talking funnels, lead generation, all that stuff. Who do you target so that you're not just targeting everyone? So I have to play with that. And you've got Grok is paid version. You have paid version of Grok now.
I'm still on the free version with
What?
all of
Really?
this. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I got to go back and play with Grok. I got to go back and play with. And Grok has does Elon say Grok 5 is coming out at some point? Aren't they? It's in the works, right? It's Grok 4 right now. Yeah.
That'll be very interesting.
Wow, I love it. Anything else in the real estate world or in your world around AI that you're using that you're like able to do stuff that you weren't before?
A few tips again, and again, it's Grok. When you're going with a conversation with Grok, voice conversation, you can actually prompt it in the voice prompt. You can control so many other aspects. The speed of it talking to you. You can ask it to slow it down or be faster.
Oh,
Or if you become faster, it will pick up on the fast conversation you're talking on the same speed. It's very intelligent and very different than what I experienced with others.
oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
good.
you
That's a
got
good
me
call
convinced
out.
that I can play.
That-
What?
That's a good call out because like I went for a walk the other night and I was talking to Chat GPT on my walk,
Yeah.
right, trying to ideate a few things. But I noticed that I like when I'm thinking, I do want the rate of conversation to slow down some, right? That's an advantage when you're at your keyboard because
Use a salad.
right? And so
Yep.
there's times like that it would be valuable to be able to tell it to slow down a little bit, right? Yeah.
Another strategy I noticed many people are doing, and I started doing with Grok. I haven't tried it with ChatGPT, but Grok, and it was highly valuable. Which is starting a project and all the conversations related to that project could be whatever, going through a medical issue or a health issue or something. And so everything in that project, blood work, conversation, even if you're going to shop for certain food that you want to vet out, is this good or not good? Can I go with this or not because of that health issue right now? All within that project. You don't need to keep prompting to remember, or so it would link, and it would tell you also at the bottom what that it has the reference conversation, past conversations. It's like the brain. So it came up to this answer because of these past conversations. You can delete one of those past conversations not if it's not related.
Hmm.
So that
Yeah.
way you refine the output. It's really like it works by linking. So it's very interesting.
That's one thing I've actually been going deeper into lately is organizing all of my, activities in ChatGPT because they've got now, of course, they've got the project folders, they have the custom GPTs, and then you've got the individual conversations. And so yeah, so I'm now deliberate about like like within a project, I could use one or more custom GPTs within that project, and then it keeps the references within the project, right? And but still the highest fidelity is a single conversation, right? And so there are times that like if I'm working on a new feature for a product, that it's important to have very high fidelity and very detailed, and so I keep it all within that conversation. So, but yeah, it takes it takes a little thought to get it optimal because if you put too much in a conversation, it gets slow after a while. So, and then
Yeah.
the
Oh,
context window
it'll bog. Yeah, it'll bog
yeah,
down.
it gets slow, and then the context window also you have a given size of a context window, and it will feed everything up to the size of that context, but it will forget everything before that. So
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that with Grok yet, and that's
okay,
interesting.
yeah,
Is the context window larger?
Very larger. Like I went to
Okay.
medical profiles and so
Okay.
many things, and has
Okay.
yeah.
been
Well,
doing that
that's
as long as it's inside that project or folder, like blood work. it would keep it on a reference to it back when you're
Yeah.
asking about things like about this food or this diet. Be careful with that because of that it would
Mhm.
reference back. So it's very valuable. So far, I
Wow.
haven't find that in Grok, but I remember ChatGPT would fall a little bit
Oh,
behind.
it'll drag when I'm in
Yeah.
doing RFPs or iterating on stuff. It gets too deep in it, and it's like, so I'll just export what I have, and then I'll start over again.
You
Because
know what?
it just
You know,
spins.
yes, but I will say that there's also other things that can contribute to that. Like your browser can contribute if your browser it gets sometimes Safari gets sluggish, right?
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
But when I go and start a new one with uploading the output of where I was at, it doesn't have the issue. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, same thing. Greg, how about you? What's happening in your world, sir?
I've been investigating and playing with a lot of AI agents for the last, well, a month now it seems, but it's gotten a fair bit more intense the last couple of weeks. I started off.
Intense is an interesting word to describe
It
AI
really
agent.
is. I've
Or
got
with the
myself
AI agents or outside the
no,
AI
I've got myself involved in
Double seven, the spies, the double agents.
agents are turning into villains.
He's cooking up all sorts of things up in the Canadian
I
tundra.
guess.
yeah. I've got myself involved with a little bit of a short-term network and kind of challenging each other and it's been kind of fun.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, as we're seeing these LLMs are offering more and more and more services all the time. And you know what it's been the last few months or 6 months has been just the incredible quality in image generation and video generation and these types of things. And now the movement is moving into AI agents and you know Microsoft is providing more internal things. OpenAI, Gemini, they're all doing the same thing. And I'm presuming with Grok 5 we're going to see a lot more of that. And I'm kind of really looking forward to that. I started off with my veterinary type project in Grok and kind of moved away from OpenAI, and now I've come back to it, but I've done it just as Steve mentioned with a custom GPT and really kind of focusing in on three different levels and making those separate, okay? And so I've separated the three different platforms in OpenAI and actually moved them into Manus, which I've just really been exploring here in the last 4 or 5 days. And it's really incredible, the information that comes to you. You know, even when you're not looking for it, all of a sudden there it is, right? And so I did play with the Gemini mini gems. There's some really cool things you can do there, but it doesn't really help me in more of a
Is that what
scientific project or
they
pardon
call
me?
mini gens? They call mini
Mini
gens.
gem. Mini gem, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I did play around with that. It worked great for content creation, but actually, you know, for something a little bit more on the engineering side, it just wasn't working for me. So I had to let that one go. Same thing. There's a Cal Studio that I've kind of experimented a little bit, and there's some interesting things, but I haven't
Is
spent
it
enough time.
COW Studio or CAL Studio?
CAL
Okay.
Studio.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Because I
yeah.
thought, wow, a cow studio, Greg. That's great. Heard that.
So it's been it's been a bit of a wild ride for the last 2 weeks. I've maybe stayed up too late and got up too early. And again, with a bit of an international flavor, trying to meet everybody's time schedules. It's
Mhm.
been fun and challenging, but being able to bring it back for our own specific needs, that's been really cool. It's been really, really good.
There was a webinar on Airtable and their agents and the functionality that they have within Airtable, and it's freaking impressive.
Yeah.
The
Oh
stuff
wow.
the stuff that it can do. So they're still in the game.
Yeah.
They're very much in the game. There were 5 AI agents that this webinar identified and just different functionality. So it's on my list of things to go look at, because where we all started, with Mind Valley was Airtable
Yep.
was the primary data source of everything going on. And as we've moved on, I use it more just like a repository, if you will. I'm
Yep.
not I'm not using all the functionality that it has. And so it was a good reminder to go back. And I think part of it, the theme that I'm hearing, because a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is, Michael, you're using Grok, Greg is OpenAI, Manoj, you're still Microsoft Copilot, Gemini is an active player in this space, is for me personally, I'm going to pay attention to the bigger players and what's going on, but try not to get too distracted. But I'm also in the back of my mind looking at, what do I no longer need, because this does a one-stop shop for me, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think, Manoj, that's what you're talking about with Copilot. I have clients, because I'm with people every day, that I hear the barriers that they're rubbing up against, and it still blows my mind how many people don't use the tools that they literally have right there. They're part of a larger organization. I know they most likely have Outlook, because that's predominantly what it is. And it's like, okay, do you have Microsoft 365? Yeah. Have you heard of Copilot? Well, I think we just got that, or whatever's going on, and yet haven't even looked at it, and haven't even tapped into using it. And so the conversation I'll have with is, Copilot sits on ChatGPT. So at least go play with it. Here's the stuff that you can do as a thought partner. Oh my God, I had no idea. So it's this kind of encouragement I have with people, and this is basics. Don't get left behind because you're waiting for, I don't know, an engraved invitation. It's like,
Mhm.
step in and start using this stuff. Get curious about it. And if you have Copilot, or you don't have, I had somebody before, I asked, have you used ChatGPT? Not that much. I'm like, okay, so let's, play with it. We can do it. Well, actually, I don't have an account. So not that much means not at
Yes.
all. Okay, let me just translate that.
They might have called the phone number once or twice.
Yeah, it's
Not,
like,
not, I'm joking.
And
please know that, like we did last time, there's security stuff that you can do,
yeah.
but just play with it and see and figure out the biggest pain points that you have. It's life changing.
And then an entry level now, is now free.
Yes.
Free, like big zero.
Yes.
I've been using Grok, and it has been acing others that have been paying for, and I'm still at the free version.
Yes.
So entry level there is no barrier. The
No.
barrier is gone.
Yeah.
So play with it. Everyone who haven't tried it, go and just write down grok.com and see what opens up. And from there, play with it. Let
GROK.
Now,
GROK.
have you,
In case you've
Michael
never,
played,
huh?
Michael, with Grok, have you played with the video and the image creation? Because I've heard good
Yeah.
things, but I haven't tried it yet.
Well, there, you know what?
Yes, it very good, very good. It
Okay.
works like sorry, Steve, to interrupt you, but
No problem.
there's something that interesting before I forget, which is they start do if you have done worked with logo companies who would create logos, and you give them a concept and they keep giving you ideas and stuff. It works with that concept where you would put an image or a prompt, and it will start, and you keep sliding. You just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
It's like almost infinite suggestions of the same logo or logo concept, and we'll keep playing around it with here and there,
That
and
could
it's
be like a
infinite.
restaurant with too many items on the menu. It could be a
And
little
they're good.
overwhelming.
And the interesting is they're all good quality, and you're still at the free version.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's
in the next
amazing.
podcast,
It's
if you can share some examples, Michael, it'll be good to
Yeah.
Yep,
see.
happy to
What,
do that. But I want to tap on something that Greg mentioned just a few minutes ago, which was Manos.
yeah.
Manos is very powerful. And I just recently tried something, and it was outstanding. I got an idea or a thought, and anyone who's watching this video can do it, which is copy and paste the transcript of this video when it's posted on YouTube. Copy and paste the whole transcript, right? Feed it to Manos and ask Manos. It's called Manos AI. Ask Manos to give you a visual illustration of what we talked about, as if in a notes, as if you're watching or a lecture and taking notes, but putting it all in a visual way. So we talked about different AI products and so on and compared them to each other, the advantage or so. Manus will create a visual graphics or slides that will give you all this in visual, easy to remember, easy to recall, and easy to retain information. And that I find that very, very powerful.
I wonder if it's similar functionality to Gamma with creating like PowerPoint slides, visuals that go along with content that you're doing. Interesting.
Yes, I was using both at the same time. This one aced it.
Okay.
It can even create an interactive app with a URL link that you can take it, deploy it somewhere else after that, where you click on buttons, and when you're looking at that interactive visual way of remembering the information, it was very interesting.
So Manus, is it the free version?
I'm still on the free version.
Greg, how about you? Are you on the free version of Manus right now?
I'm on a kind of a gifted version.
A gifted version. Okay.
Gifted. Very good. You're special.
But no one's as special as Steve. He's what are you? A beta link? What are you?
Yeah. Steve is our reference library and bank to the world.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
yes.
I will say one thing that is funny. I trained a GPT model on my face, and now if I need like headshots with suits or something, I can turn out like suits with a suit. I don't have to change clothes anymore for
Well, that's a good thing, because I'm sure you're wanting new headshots every week or so.
No, not really, but I need them sometime.
I'm curious now. Is this the
why
real
not change
Steve?
the LinkedIn every week?
Anyway, but
I'm curious. Is this the real Steve or is AI?
Right. Well, right. This is AI. Actually, I decided I wanted my double here today.
Sleeping in. All right, you guys. I love it. There's a lot of opportunity, and again, if for some crazy reason you're sitting on the sidelines, it's time to get off your butt. Okay? Don't do it anymore. Microsoft Copilot training. We're doing the course, the 6-hour course that's ridiculously low priced. I know we have one coming up first week in November.
That is
and
right.
So please join us. You'll see promotions for it. If you got questions about us, let us know. It is virtual, so you can literally join in your jammies. Join in your jammies.
Absolutely.
So have a great one, guys. Until next time, please like, share, subscribe, and have a freaking awesome day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
My pleasure.
Data and dreams combined in the air. From cloud to code, oh, we're everywhere. Innovation driving, we're breaking ground. With AI tools that's turning around. AI become a use. We're powering your moves. Tech that's here for good. Bringing all the moves.